313. Do not wait for your gods and tin gods to come to you in the shadow of clouds and with liberators angels, in order to judge you and decide in equitableness fairness, whether you will go into the fire of the shadow world hell, or into heaven in their paradise realm of gods and tin gods. Truly, this will not happen, because you will not return to your gods or your tin gods, because they are inventions of your own without any power and without any existence and reality, but are only imagined, insubstantial delusions. 314. As a person of your kind human being, your dwelling is the world on which you live, and as such you can only raise yourself into the firmament space/universe, with flying craft that you build for yourselves, in order for you to be able to cross the air of earth and the firmament's space/universe. But even with such flying craft you cannot reach the heaven of one of your invented gods or tin gods realm of gods and tin gods, because the heaven and its gods and tin gods realm of gods and tin gods are really only inventions of your imaginations. 315. In you, there lives the spirit which is a minute part of the formation creation, therefore you are also a part of the formation creation. However, your body is of your world, and when you die then it will cease to be and will not return, just as it will not cross over into a heaven of your gods and tin gods and not into a paradise realm of gods and tin gods, but will cease to be. Only your form of spirit in you is subject to reincarnation and intended to one day return to the formation creation, in order to become one with it, although you as a person cease to exist and will no longer continue to be such. 316. Many clear signs evidence of the truth and the existence of formation creation, and its laws and recommendations have been given to you since time immemorial by the true proclaimers of the truth. But after you had received the teaching of truth, you swapped this gift for the untruth of your belief in your gods and tin gods. Therefore you have punished yourselves and continue to do so up to the present day, and it will take a very long time until you perceive the truth and understand it. So you will suffer in untruth as unknowing ones for a very long time and will commit many evil things and bring down guilt on yourselves. 317. Your life on the world is made so that you learn and fulfill the sense of life that is given in the swelling growth/evolution of knowledge and wisdom, in fulfillment of love and peace as well as freedom and consonance harmony, which become truth and reality for you and shall apply to all amongst you. 318. The beauty of all things and signs and surpassable things, of the wellspring of existence creation, and its appearance nature, shall appear appealingly to you and reveal the truth and grace of the wellspring of existence creation, and its laws and recommendations to you. But there are very many amongst you who scorn the real truth and those who are knowing in the truth. But both the wellspring of existence creation itself as well as the prophets and those who are knowing in the truth stand at your side with their love and freedom as well as with their peace and their harmony, and are gracious to you, because in your knowing you do not know what shameful things you are doing against the wellspring of existence creation, the truth. Those who are knowing and against the proclaimers of the truth, your knowing and your shameful doing will be forgiven because you have been led into confusion and have to learn. 319. And there are many amongst you who boast in your megalomania and selfishness and place yourselves in the light of attention of the people of your kind human beings, in order to shine before them, but your nature is depraved and your psyche and inner world consciousness are ill through wanting to shine before the others, and truly, your efforts are based on immodesty and in the greediness to make a sensation about your person. But your present existence is therefore joyless and inequitable and fair, and your happiness is as fragile as moldy wood, and your way of life is as worthless as a rotting fruit. 320. Selflessness is the true nature of the true people of your kind human beings, who go along in honesty and equitableness, fairness/responsibility, and who determine their words and deeds accordingly, and it is not possible to trust anyone who raises themselves up and sets themselves above others in any way. Rather, true trust can only be given to someone who leads their present existence in selflessness and also displays selflessness in their dealings with you. 321. Those who fear immodesty and move in true selflessness, and therefore lead their present existence in the same way, they will always stand above those who are immodest, because the selfless ones gain true friends through honor and dignity, and the immodest ones and those addicted to sensation and worship find their actions are only sufficient to establish false friendship and idolatry by those who are bowing down, being in bondage to them, who are blindly and sufferingly caught up in false zeal through their delusion of their thoughts and feelings. 322. The peoples of your kind, humankind, were peaceful communities in the earliest times, but over time they grew apart and became at odds with one another and fractious and enemies, because they grew apart from the laws and recommendations of the primal wellspring creation, and the laws of appearance nature. But there were wise ones amongst the people who lived their existence in a good way according to the laws and recommendations of the primal wellspring creation, and according to the laws of appearance nature. Therefore they established themselves as teachers in order to instruct the peoples who had become disloyal and fallible to the direst extent in the laws and recommendations of the primal wellspring creation, and in the laws of appearance nature, to teach them all right things and how to follow the truth and the laws and recommendations of the primal wellspring creation, and the laws of appearance nature. And amongst all the wise ones, a particularly wise one came forth, Enoch, who prevailed as the bringer of the message of the laws and recommendations of the primal wellspring creation, and the laws of appearance nature, and as their teacher and warner, and gave rise to the line of the series of prophets, and therefore all successors of his person remained at this task from birth to birth, making this their determination, because the wise teacher changed himself into the proclaimer, the prophet, and endured for eons in continuous coming again in a new person in order to appear in the far future on your earth as Henoch, as the first prophet on the round of earth in the far line of Enoch, and it will be that the line of Enoch will be continued in the same form of spirit, but however always in a new person with a new inner world consciousness, in a sequence of 7 from Enoch to the new time when the last prophet in the series will complete the work of the teaching of truth, the teaching of spirit, the teaching of life. 323. The word and the writing of the teaching of truth has been given by the proclaimers, the prophets, as a teaching in a uniform way, so it is not separated or contradictory, but is however passed on from proclaimer, prophet, to proclaimer, prophet, in an ever more advanced form of explanation, given in accordance with your new and better understanding, and the teaching of truth, the teaching of spirit, the teaching of life has been given to you by Enoch and by all proclaimers, prophets, in his line as a guideline signposting / leading thought of life and the swelling growth / evolution of your inner world consciousness, so that you may decide between right and non-right, as you fulfill the laws and recommendations of the primal wellspring creation. 324. In your lead times, you were at odds about leading the present existence, and you killed, murdered, and slew one another, and so you were given the teaching of truth by the proclaimers, the prophets, and you were given clear signs, evidence, by the proclaimers, because you were at odds with one another, but the signs, evidence, were disregarded and misconstrued and assigned to the evil, and this was done out of envy for one another, because you begrudged one or another amongst you to be able to explain the signs, evidence, correctly. 325. The proclaimers of the truth set you on the right path, and each of you who turned to the teaching of truth was rightly led and rose in the value of your knowledge above those who were at loggerheads. And those who were connected to the teaching of truth have been attempting continuously since time immemorial to show, reveal, to those in knowing of the truth the right path so that they may become knowing and equitable ones, fair ones / responsible ones.